Good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are in a creative mixed media art journal, a traveler's notebook size, following the words and wisdom of Mark Twain in his book, Following the Equator. Sit down, enjoy, and let's see where we go. I'm doing a voiceover today because I did a lot of whining in the original video, so ignore all that. I was sitting on my chair, my wheelie chair, not my wheelchair, my little tricycle, my tricycle. Let's call it a tricycle, even though it's four wheels, but they're teeny tiny and you rest your knee on it. This is how out of shape I am. I have a bruise on my knee now from the chair. It's got a hard plastic position that you kneel onto, platform. Anyhow, that's just me. So I'm whining. It's whiny Sunday for me, whiny Monday for you. We are doing chapters 61, 62, 63, and 64 in this book. And I went through and found a piece of paper that I made. There's our absentee voter ballots going back in the mail. That was the envelope that they came in. They're going back in another one. I picked out this paper that I made a while back in the beginning of this book on Procreate. And it's just a bunch of different fonts, train tickets, some script. And now I'm drastically looking for a monkey. He rapidly ends this book, and it could be so exciting. It could be another whole book on itself, though. He went back into Delhi, one sentence that took of a chapter. Then he went sailing, and he's went to Ceylon again, Sri Lanka. That was another sentence and a chapter, and then he's going through the Mozambique Channel, which is between Mozambique and Africa, and he ends the book in South Africa. So tomorrow's the last day, and I'm drastically looking for a monkey, and that's the only one I could find in this book, which has happened to be very handy. So I'm going to put in something with Mozambique Channel. And I have an old map book that I absolutely love that I've talked about before, and I'm going to go get that on my wheelie cart. And I'm not editing out. I'm just editing the voice out that I did before, so we have a little tiny bit of a gap here. But yeah, he rapidly ends this book, and I mean, it's a coincidence that I want to rapidly end this project so that I can start October 1st on my Halloween stuff, which I have my Halloween Traveler's Notebook. There's the book. And my Halloween altered book that I had already started as a glue book earlier, a month or so ago, before my leg. BL, before leg. So I'm going through here looking for some maps that show Mozambique, or at least the east coast of Africa and Mozambique. And I eventually find one, but then there's the dilemma of how do I get to the copier, because of course the backside is something that I really like. But my husband luckily came through, and the jewel that he is, he went and made a photocopy for me. So I love this book. This is a book that I saw in the New York Public Library on my last trip to New York, like 4 years ago, whenever that was, Curti, I can't remember. But I came home. I sat in the library for hours and was just fascinated by the art in this book, and learning how to draw borders. And of course, that's Jose Naranja's influence and his beautiful borders that he uses a lot. And the artwork that they put into these old maps is beautiful. I love it. So here's the page. Yep, this is the page I ripped out, and then he goes and photocopies it for me. But anyhow, I came home and I was able to order one on Amazon Used Books. Now, Amazon Used Books is pretty much not a thing anymore, because you used to be able to get them for a penny. I literally paid like 2 cents for this and then shipping. Now, they switch you over to a thrift store, which charges you $16 for a book like this, or more. And this was a reject from my library, so it has a beautiful dust cover and everything. I just love this book. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to use the monkey, and he also talks about another quarantine, which to me is so fascinating. I think they had a lot of illnesses where you were quarantined back there. Got a tiny glimpse of the calendar and the prop pages of my Halloween journal. That's all. Sorry. And I'm sitting on my cart, so I don't know why my book is not all the way in focus, all the way in frame. Sorry. It's just me and my crazy filming. Anyhow, I'm doing the same thing I always do and have done this whole entire book. Adding paper, adding things to the paper, and making a title. And tomorrow's the last day in this book. I thoroughly, thoroughly have enjoyed this. I've learned a lot. I never would have read this book, even though I do like Mark Twain a lot. Um, there's the Mozambique Channel between Mozambique and West Africa, East Africa. I'm tearing it down just a little so it'll fit on one side. Uh, but this book has been really cool. I'm totally ignoring his social and all the commentaries, political commentary that he makes throughout the book, which is most of the book. And he wrote this when he was almost bankrupt one time because he had money problems, believe it or not, a lot. And then there's skulls on that same map paper, so I cut that out for the quarantine to represent the quarantine. So, um, and this is a speaking tour, and this is a book he wrote as he's out and about on a speaking tour, lecture tour. And I thoroughly have enjoyed this, and I would do something like this again in a minute, or as they say in the South, in a skinny minute. I love this. It could happen again. I don't know. But first, we're going to do Halloween and Christmas, and who knows? We still need to finish our museum book too. Anyhow, future plans. So I appreciate you watching as always. I hope you have enjoyed this book as much as I have. I've learned so much, even just from the tiny bits that I'm getting out of it, of just the geography sections. There I had a lot of tape sticking out, so I'm trying to cover it up. And I really like this a lot. And I went back in with the colored pencil like I did yesterday too. And that made those stand out just a tad more, as if they were shadows. So yeah, tomorrow's our last day with Mark Twain. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow in the last chapters. Bye!